So today I'm watching Love and Hip Hop Cats with Scrap Diddy on discussing like prison system inequality and stuff like that. I've known people that been in the prison system, but nobody like personal to me. Like I ain't never had like somebody that I truly cared about in the prison. Like I never had a family member. I've never really had friends. I've known people. You know, they might as well been like people that I've met in the streets, but nobody like I really give a fuck about like the prison system in the prison system. But I've worked for the prison system. You know, it's different when somebody that you know and care for and got love for go through that. It's for you to truly understand like the inequality, because then you have some sentimental values attached to that. But as me working there, I'm looking at it from like a lawful mindset. I'm looking at it as in like um the book version of what prison system should be in a way. So I'm curious to know what Scrap really got to say about it, because he did, you know, do some time. He did go inside, and there's been some other cast members in it that have done some days and some time in the prison. So we're gonna check it out and see what they're saying.
Incarcerated. I've never shared this, but my daughter's father hasn't been in prison all her life.
Do I trust the justice system? Absolutely not.
It's not fair. It's not fair. Change has to come.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I went to prison in 2016 and I was gone for 1,095 days, 36 months, and the prison.
He said 1,000 and some. He got it down to 36 months. Bro was in there counting days, bro.
System is a system, so it was designed to do what systems do. Where do I start? I was arrested for drug trafficking in 2000.
He said the prison system is designed for what system do. Everything is really a system. There's a prison system, there's a life system, there's a family system, there's a relationship system, you know? That wasn't really given.
I actually caught my case in 2013, so they actually gave me my time in 2016, and I was gone for 3 years. I was going to be released sooner than I was. You know, this is my first time in prison, and drug trafficking is a big deal, but I had marijuana. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like marijuana shouldn't be. It should no longer be the type of drug that you go and do like some extra time for. Like, it shouldn't be underneath like drug trafficking, because they've normalized that in so many other countries. It's like saying, it's like being okay to say that some countries are aliens and some countries are not. It's like saying, oh, here in Texas, we are okay with being aliens, but once you the alien go from Texas to Colorado or Mississippi, you are no longer considered the alien. Like, that makes no sense. For me, that don't, you know.
Marijuana is legal in a lot of states.
Yeah.
And so not only did they send me to prison, they gave me a lot of time.
In this case, mandatory minimum is 5 years. Maximum is 30 years. I'm willing to be as lenient as I can. I'm gonna send.
This nigga said, I am willing to be lenient as I can. Bruh, I know Scrap his heart was at the bottom of at the sole of his feet, bro. Like, do you imagine? Like, the type of energy, I'm literally shaking right now. The type of energy that you need to have to stand in front of another human being. Fuck calling him a judge, but being able to stand there in front of another human being, got the power to dictate what's gonna happen for the rest of your, like, your life. Like, what is gonna happen from there? Like, the minute you leave court, whether you go to prison or you go, like, whether you go to jail or whether you have your freedom or not. Like, that gotta be some scary thing. Like, for real, I wouldn't be able to stand up. Like, I wouldn't. That's why I try my hardest to stay on the legal side of town, because they say I can't do time. Like, what is that thing? Like, if you can't handle the kitchen, if you can't handle the heat, stay out the kitchen. Yeah, I'm in a swimming pool, deep in the ocean. Thank you.
To a term of 20 years, or that you serve 5 years a day in time.
He gave him 20 years. He said minimum is 5 and maximum is 30. Let me go back, making sure I ain't talking out of my ass right now.
Or that you serve 5 years
Hold
a day.
on.
I'm going to sentence you to a term of 20 years.
He said, I'm going to be as lenient as I can. The minimum for what you got going on, for what you're being in court for, is 5 years. The minimum is 5 years. The maximum is 30 years. And he said he's going to let him serve 20 years, my nigga. 20 years? I was like throwing a book at him. For something that is legal in most countries. Like, it's like you can't win. And no, it's so disturbed in a way that you can't even. It makes no sense, man.
Or that you serve 5 years a day in time.
I didn't kill nobody. I didn't have a weapon. I didn't hurt nobody. I didn't force nobody to do anything. The justice system is completely unfair. I don't think it has really anything ever to do with a crime that someone has committed. I think that, they just look at it as a business, and they don't care at whose expense. They just want to get paid. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 8 will be the first time they show somebody go to prison and come back and get reacclimated into society. I actually thought I was going to be released sooner than I was, in comparison to other, crimes that other people commit. But, what's done is done, and it was a learning experience. In all actuality, to be completely honest, we can't reform a prison because it's designed to do exactly what it does. I think the reform comes in with the individuals. You understand? I think we need to change, just like our actions, and want different things and be involved with different things before we can go try to change a system that is not really concerned about us.
For real.
In prison or out of prison, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. These prisoners are treated unfairly, and I dealt with it all my daughter's life. I was married to her father, and I seen it firsthand. I don't have all the answers, but I know for sure it's time for a change.
The justice system is completely inhumane. The justice system is prejudice. The justice system don't really care about what's going on in society. That it needs to be a lot of reform, because it's just, they treat people like we're not human beings. The food that we eat, I wouldn't feed it to my dogs. The clothes that we wear is like they wash all our clothes together. There's no ventilation. When it's hot, it's extremely hot, and when it's cold, it's extremely cold. They're housing us in just a warehouse.
I want to say this, that is so true. And I feel like the prison system it's not bad just for the inmates. It's also because I used to work for the prison system. And I don't know, I would say the difference from like inmates and the workers and the employees is, it's right at the end of the day, we get to go home. But I feel like the whole system itself is shitty, because especially for the inmates, because when he just said when it gets cold, it gets really cold. I'm talking about even the showers are cold, the food is cold, and then when it gets hot and humid, the water that they take a shower with is hot, and it's steamy hot. I'm talking about sweating in your ass crack, and you fresh out of the shower hot. So That is so true. But even the prison system are not really built with like AC systems and like fans and stuff, unless you work in an office, in a good office, like you are warden, you an assistant warden, or you know what I'm saying. So it's really built inhumane. The food itself is treacherous, and it doesn't really matter what state you're in. I feel like it's the prison system overall just need um an upgrade, definitely. I'm talking about from somebody that worked for the prison system. You know, I didn't have much say to that point because, as you see, I'm saying that even as the AC, they ain't having on issue like a warden and a system warden. Like if you had like a say so about the same things. I, on the other hand, didn't have to
And so
have
you got three
authority.
grown men in one cell, and it's like it's just crazy, man. And it's a very unfortunate situation.
I definitely believe in a prison reform, and I support artists like Meat Mills and Yandy and all of them who, they support prison reform.
I actually saw a clip of Yandy outside of the prison, and first and foremost, she took action, and I respect that, not only because I was there, but people on the inside need people on the outside support and their voice. When you're in prison and they feel that you don't have a support system, they try to handle you a certain type of way. Kim Kardashian and Meek Mill speaking now, I think that's wonderful, and I think that's a start. You understand? A lot of people follow them and look up to them, so their voice holds a lot of weight. But I also think it's important.
You know, I also want to say a thing about these big celebrities that are actually putting the time out and really saying some things, like some things and things that actually matter. Like for instance, he named Yandy. Yandy did have her husband that did do a good amount of time in prison and come out. Which I what I really didn't like was the episode where her man said that if it was the role switch and she ended up going to prison, he said that he don't know. I don't know if he said that he will not be able to hold her down, as in like he don't know if he would have stayed loyal or he would have stayed 10 toes down like she did. I think that's what he said. That he don't. I don't know if he said he don't think or he is not. He won't be. He wouldn't have not been able to do what she did. You know, I try to give him the benefit of the doubt, as in like maybe he said that to give her props, or he really meant that as in like, you know, I wouldn't have done what you did. That episode kind of like what? Pause. But I really appreciate celebrities that actually stepping in and actually doing things that are are good to look up for, look up to, because most of our celebrities nowadays they just influencing in a more negative way. They are empowering the negativity that is going on. They want us to overlook the positive things that we can do or are going on in our society. But I really give big props to especially Yandy. I love Yandy look overall. Being her mom, being a wife, being a supporter, supporting her community and stuff like that. I really approve of that. Kim, now she's actually, for me, everybody look up to people a different way, right? There are different reasons why people look up or watch certain people. Me, I don't. I normally didn't watch Kim because it's mostly about her family, about fashion. I really don't care about fashion like that. I could dress down. I could dress really good, but different fashion styles and about her different marriages. She never really had like a for me, there was nothing relatable. But as soon as she started talking about like prison system and I want to be a lawyer and looking at different people's cases and trying to help them out and seeing how we can help the prison system and being an advocate overall. Then I started looking. That's how Kim started being one of the people that I watch and seeing her movement and stuff like that. So I really appreciate some of our influences that really step in and do real life Thanks.
important for other people to speak up too, who may not have as much power as their voices have, but you know, you can never have too many supporters, especially in situations like this. You know, well, I'm gonna say we because I was there. We need that type of support. We need that type of awareness on how we're being treated when we're inside of this system.
My heart goes out to anybody out there that's raising children and anybody that's out there especially raising a black male.
I have 2 sons. I'm raising 2 boys, and so, of course, a prison showed me how important and how imperative and pertinent it is to be in your son's life. You understand? It makes all the difference. And so I'm going to do a lot of speaking as far as for the youth detention centers, and just trying to be involved in the young men. You understand? Because they need guidance, they need help, they need to be taught. I mean, in all actuality, the actual solution will be, it starts here. You understand? It starts with us.
Period. That's the end of this video. I kind of like it. Shared. It helps open up the mind about prison system. Stay out of jail. Point blank period. Stay out of jail. Stay out of, you know, illegal stuff. Cause over there ain't no joke. You know, and it just, you know, already freedom outside is already unfair. And imagine having your freedom ripped away from you. So, you know, there's a lot of things that our country need to work on overall. So, at the end of the day, just stay out of jail. You know, fuck your partner. If they ain't walking that right way, stay in the water like I am. Alright. It's Maya. Thank you for watching my video. And I'll see you guys in the next. Bye.